play is called A Footprint of Roses, and it's about a women's group, a civil movement in Zimbabwe called WOZA, which stands for Women of Zimbabwe Arise, and they were formed in 2003 in response to the deteriorating situation economically, socially, politically in Zimbabwe. The women actually protest each Valentine's Day with the message to the government that, things are going badly here and we're dissatisfied and we need you to put them right. But unfortunately they've been met with police brutality for the past few years each time they protest. They distribute roses to the police and the public as well, as a symbol of their peaceful and loving intentions, but obviously the police don't react so well to the roses. So this play looks at the two women who were arrested following a protest held last year, 2007. They actually marched a day early in an attempt to fool the police and avoid the violence, but the information was leaked to the police, so they were waiting, and hundreds of women were beaten and arrested as a result. And the play starts with a woman who is actually miscarrying in a police cell, which is based on a real life situation that was reported by Amnesty, and it's about the human rights issues endured by the women, as well as about their strength and courage that they're displaying in the situation they're in.
In this situation, there will be long periods of silence.
It was a really great experience to work on this play. I was delighted to be asked to do it because it's for such a worthy cause for the women of WOZA. And I think the work that they do is just amazingly courageous. So I love to use my experience and my interest in theatre and to unite it with my interest in human rights. The arts can be a very powerful tool for highlighting these issues and can really affect and move people in a way that just talking about the issues doesn't always do, because it really brings it home very directly when you see it dramatised in front of your eyes.
I don't think I'm giving enough.
No, there still needs to be more aggression,
The situation this place is derived from is millions of miles away from here. So the people here in Ireland, they don't even know what is going on in that part of the world, So by bringing the play here, people will not realize that, there's something going on somewhere else, While we're sleeping comfortably in our bed, there are people in prison, innocent people in prison, that are being locked up, being beaten, and probably being killed as well, for, doing the normal things that we think is normal.
Still think in general of slowing down.
Yeah.
I played Mary. There's a woman who miscarried in the cell where she was locked up with two other women who were trying to protest. Compared to the other works I've done, this one is really touching. This is something that is real. It happened in real life. This is someone's life we're talking here. So it's kind of doing it to let people know what's going on. So it's kind of touching to me.
I find she has a lot of anger in her about the regime and what's happening in Zimbabwe, the character has, and so that was a strong emotion, I think, that motivates her. I think she used to work as a journalist, and she now sells oranges in Zambia, so she's lost a certain way of life and a certain level of income, etc., because of what's happening in Zimbabwe. So I think that justifies her anger and her frustration and her need to understand what's going on, and also being a journalist, she wants to tell her story.
Grace is a very courageous person. She has an inkling to the future that there's going to be something positive, a positive change. So she's very, very strong and dominant in the play. She gives a ray of hope at the end of the play, which is really a beautiful thing. She brings up a lot of points, and valuable points, especially like what's happening in Zimbabwe at the moment. She goes through her own life, or how her life has changed. There's a child who's lost. There's a woman in the play who loses a child, and so she attends to that with the help of the other lady called Constance in the play. And she advises Constance and reassures Constance, and she represents a real kind of ray of hope, really, basically for Zimbabwe, especially that this story is being told here in Ireland. It just shows that her inkling was obviously right, that it would be strong enough to go through yourself, Elaine Desmond, and just, and come to us as actresses and us, we're playing it here now. So she was right, obviously.